Hi everybody, Coach Susan here with Big on Results Coaching. I help people that are in transition or stuck to live a life of joy and prosperity. And I am here for your Manifestation Monday video on the topic of promise. Do you make promises? Can you keep promises? Do you hear other people saying, I promise this, I promise that? Did you hear it in your past? Well, I promise you this. Do you keep your promises to other people? Do you keep promises to your family, to your children, to your partner? Do you keep them? I want to talk to you about keeping promises to yourself. Where are your promises for yourself? Did you leave those promises in your past? Did you forget about all the things that you've promised yourself? When I grow up, I'm going to do this. When I stop doing this one behavior, I promise myself that I'll never go back. I promise myself that my future will look like this. I promise to myself that I'm going to eat cleaner. I promise to myself that I'm going to get more exercise. I promise to myself that I'm going to go to bed at a particular time and wake up at a particular time. I promise myself that my situation's going to look like this. Have you made those promises to yourself and then fell short of them? Well, I am here today to encourage you to regain those promises that you made to yourself. We so frequently think that our promises that we make to others are more important than the promises that we made to ourselves. So we think, hey, if I take care of this, then everything will be great. But then you run out of time to stay true to the promises that you made yourself. Why would you do that? The promises that you've made to yourself is the vitality of your being. It is you being accountable to you. It is you living up to what you have and what your potential is. It's your innermost desires that are down on the inside. That is what needs to be rekindled and to be recognized and to be remembered. Remember those promises that you made to yourself. You are the one that thought of these promises. I would like to do this for myself, and I promise, oh gosh, if this one thing turns around, I promise myself I will do this. But you didn't. So what about those promises of staying true to you? The promise of recognizing who you are. The promise of living up to that you know is achievable. Nobody makes promises to themselves and doesn't have an element of knowing that it's achievable. If you make a problem for yourself, a promise to yourself, then you'll know that no matter what happens, that you have the strength and you have the ability to overcome these things, to overcome these hardships that you've encountered, to overcome them so that you can walk in a life of prosperity, so that you can be that overcomer and overcome those things that created that own promise to yourself. Your promise could have been something like, I promise that I'm going to have a good education. I promise to myself to take care of myself. I promise to myself to have self-love and to nurture my own being. I promise to myself this. I promise to myself that. Those are the obtainable promises that you have made to yourself. So we need to recognize, what is that? Why did we do that? And more importantly, why did we look the other way? Why did we think that our promises to another individual is more important than the promises we've made to ourselves, to our hearts, to who we are? I want to encourage you to live that, to be authentic to yourself, to do a reevaluation of those promises, to step into the light and see that all of the promises that you made are completely obtainable. Stop putting the needs of others before that of yourself. If you're an employer, if you're a parent, or if you have a life partner, those people will continue to love you, to care for you when you're walking in your authentic truth. When you fulfill your own promises. When you live up to the promises that you've made for yourself. Take this opportunity and time to do that reflection, to obtain those promises that you made, that you desire to have. If you need help with composing a game plan of how to achieve those things, your promises, please reach out to me. I'm Coach Susan with Big on Results Coaching. And live in your authentic truth and fulfill your own promises. Until next Monday.